Lasst uns froh und munter sein und uns in dem Herzen freuen. Lustig, lustig, tralalala, bald ist Nikolausabend da, bald ist Nikolausabend da. Bald ist unsere Schule aus, dann ziehen wir vergnügt nach Haus. Lustig, lustig, tralalala, bald ist Nikolausabend da.
Hi YouTubers. Yes, I have bought myself a Wegmann, and as you can see, it is one with a pipe. This isn't the norm anymore. Many of them don't have pipes anymore. Some still have these clay pipes, which are not of a very high quality, but can be used by children to blow bubbles and can be used by pipe smokers to try out new tobaccos. Some of them have plastic pipes, which of course are no use at all. Political correctness gone insane, if it was ever anything else. This kind of sweetbread is typical of autumn in Germany. Traditionally it would have been a present for children on St. Nicholas Day, that is the 6th of December nowadays, and in our region they usually get it for St. Martin, that would be the 11th of November. Autumn seems to be pipe time. So I'm going to eat some of my Wegmann, drink some green tea and smoke a pipe. This is an Ohm Paul, made by Heibe, a German pipe manufacturer who sadly doesn't exist anymore. I don't think you can see it, but it has a wonderful bird's eyes on the one side and a star formed grain on the other. It smokes very well, even though it's extremely bent. And in it I'm smoking Peter's Own Mixture Golden Flake, a Virginia-based flake made by Kohlhase und Kopp for a tobacconist in Reutlingen, where I was this summer. What am I doing? I've started reading my analog again. I had subscribed to analog for a lot of years in the 80s and 90s into the 2000s. I stopped my subscription some time ago because I simply had enough of this religion bashing and Christian bashing that went on there, not only in the readers' pages, but sometimes also in the editorials. But I must say I love hard science fiction, even though it tends to be rather critical, if not to say that it has an enmity towards religions. But it's great fun, and it gives me a lot of stuff to think about again. I love it. In November I was in Frankfurt, and I had visited a seminar on progressive muscle relaxation. I've been doing progressive muscle relaxation for some years now. I started it when I had a bout of depression in the 80s. I've been practicing it on and off ever since. And last year I had a course where I learned how to teach progressive muscle relaxation. This year we added to it, and we had a blog talking about progressive muscle relaxation for the elderly, which focused not as much on didactics but more on pains and aches that can start with higher age, hearing impediments, and people needing a lot more talking to because they find it harder to stay concentrated. But we also talked a lot about becoming older, about living with old age, about living with death that is going to come for all of us, about how we react to what happens in old age. That was very, very interesting, not only because of the things we talked about, because of the people who were there too. There were a lot of new agey, esoteric kind of people there, which always comes as a surprise for me, because of all the relaxation techniques that I know, progressive muscle relaxation surely is the most secular and doesn't need any kind of religious or ideological background at all. I've been not only practicing progressive muscle relaxation for myself, but I've also been teaching PMR to my colleagues for the last year. There is an interest, although it isn't as great as I had thought it would be. I work as a geriatric nurse, and this of course is a profession where you have a lot of psychological factors that can stress you out. Not only the colleagues that are sometimes difficult to work with, that's normal, that is in all kinds of jobs, but we have a lot of encounters with old people, with sickness, with severe sicknesses, illnesses, pains, and of course we have a lot of people who die. I think about a third of the people who live in our retirement home died in the last year. And it is not always easy to come to terms with this. And this causes a lot of psychological stress. And I find PMR to be helpful in coping with it, in calming down, in not letting the stress build up that much, in becoming aware of my bodily reactions to stress. Next year I will be doing a course as a mindfulness trainer. So I'm going another step in this direction. I've been practicing a kind of mindfulness meditation also for about 2 years now. I've done a lot of reading in Theravada Buddhism, and I've taken some elements of the so-called Vipassana meditation. And later I discovered that somebody had already done this and created a kind of secularized version of mindfulness meditation. That is John Kabat-Zinn, who created mindfulness-based stress reduction with elements of mindfulness and elements of body scans and elements of yoga. And what I'm going to do next year is a very scaled down version of this mindfulness-based stress reduction. There will be mindfulness exercises, there will be body scan exercises that I learn to practice and that I will learn to teach. There will be not much yoga in it, for which I'm rather thankful. And I find parallels between this practice of mindfulness, of awareness, and my pipe smoking. Pipe smoking helps me to slow down. It helps me to concentrate and fix my attention on one thing, namely the pipe and the smoking. I learn to be very Schnitt. Weiter. And pipe smoking is something that helps me to slow down very much. It helps me to concentrate on doing one thing at a time. I don't think it's possible to pipe smoke on autopilot. It may be possible to do this for smoking cigarettes, but a pipe needs attention. You have to be aware of how you draw on the pipe. You have to be aware of the need to tamp very carefully. It starts with filling the pipe, which you have to pay attention to. I always take quite a while to decide which pipe fits my my moment, fits me now. And I learned to savor the flavor and the smell of my tobacco and its smoke. It's an exercise in bringing awareness to what I'm doing and in enjoying my life. And so I find rather great parallels between mindfulness as a meditative practice and pipe smoking as a meditative practice. Just on a whim, I googled mindfulness and smoking. As I googled mindfulness and pipe smoking, there's not much on it. Mindfulness and smoking don't seem really to go together. What I did find was a website that tried to teach me how to smoke mindfully and thereby recognize how dangerous it is and how harmful it is, thus making it easier to stop smoking. But you guessed it, they were talking about cigarettes. Mindfulness practice and pipe smoking, nothing at all. So I would ask you, how is it with you? Do you have experiences with mindfulness? Perhaps, what do you do? Do you practice awareness of your breath or awareness of your emotions or feelings? How do you integrate it into your daily life, perhaps? And does it have an influence on how you smoke your pipe? Or perhaps it's the other way around. The way you smoke your pipe influences how you are mindful of other things. Okay, that was it for this time. Have a very nice autumn if you have an autumn. Have a very nice spring if you're on the other side of the globe and have a nice spring now. See you again sometimes. Bye.